The town of Plainville. Established in 1721 at the geographical center of Connecticut.
Okay, I'm going to take this off. Is everybody all set? We'll begin our meeting. Good evening, everybody. Tonight is Monday, October 5th, 2020, 7 p.m. for a regular meeting of the Plainville Town Council. We'll begin with the pledge. I'll ask Councilwoman Moranti to please lead us, if you will. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We'll move along on our agenda. This evening, we have a public hearing. The topic of our public hearing is sewer user rate for the period November 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2021. I will ask Mr. Lee just to give a brief synopsis of what we're doing and why we're doing it now, just an explanation for those in the audience that may wish to speak.
Good evening. The sewer user charge, as recommended by town staff, is to increase by 2%. It would increase the minimum charge by about $8 to $415.92. The well users would go up about $10 to $515.68, and our per gallon per 1,000 gallons, that's what's brought to the wastewater treatment plant, would go up by $8 as well. Well, that's more like $5 to $166. So
Okay.
that's the recommendation. I will say that a projection done several years ago called for the increase to be 4.5%, and because of some updated information and the project coming in a little bit less than what we had anticipated, and some other changes, we feel comfortable with carrying 2% for the next several years. So,
Okay.
That's
Thank
the
you.
recommendation.
Thank you for the explanation. I will now ask our town clerk to read the notice of the public hearing, please. Carol?
Thank you. Notice is hereby given that in accordance with Section 7-255 of the Connecticut General Statutes, the Plainville Town Council, acting as the Water Pollution Control Authority, will hold a public hearing at 7 p.m. on Monday, October 5th, 2020, in the council chambers in the Municipal Center, 1 Central Square, to consider the following: sewer user rate for the period of November 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2021. Copies of the proposed rates are available at the office of the town clerk during regular business hours. Dated at Plainville, Connecticut, this 24th day of September.
Thank you, Carol. At this point, I will ask, I have one person who has signed up to speak to the public hearing, John Kislick. If you'll step to the microphone, please.
John Kislick, 65 Forestville Avenue. I know this is only a formality, and I guess the 2% is good, because of what we discussed in other years. I remember a couple years ago, I think I brought up about the project, if it came in better, we could do better, and it looks like that worked. And since there's a public hearing, at least one resident should stand up here and support it. So I support the increase. We have no choice. It's a formality. We have to keep it running. So thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Seeing that there are no other members of the public here to speak on the public hearing, I will close the public hearing at this time. Next on our agenda is approval of minutes of our previous meeting. May I have a motion, please, to approve them?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes from September 21st, 2020 regular meeting.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, second that motion.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as printed? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes pass. Announcements and reports. Do we have any announcements and reports tonight from any liaison assignments or any other points of interest? Okay, keeping things moving right along. Appointments and resignations. Yes, we do have an appointment. May I have a motion, please? We have one appointment on our agenda.
Jesse.
Mr. Nazzo, are you there? I can't hear him.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, motion passes. That is the only, do we have any other appointments or resignations this evening that were not printed on our agenda? None? All right. Board of Education is at our next meeting. Town Attorney. Good evening, Town Attorney.
Good evening, Madam Chair. I did provide a written opinion to the town manager that we could probably discuss at a later date regarding upcoming voting on the bidding process for the Oak development.
Okay. Do we have to take any, there's no action we have to take on that? It's just a you sent it along this afternoon?
I did.
Okay. Thank you for doing that. Okay, report of the town manager, Mr. Lee, your turn.
Thank you. I have a couple of items. We were planning to have a presentation from the Clean Earth company, but the Clean Earth presentation has been postponed for the time being in order for them to gather additional information for a future presentation, for a future meeting. So,
Okay, thank you.
In having some conversations with them tonight, we didn't feel it was, they had enough information to go forward this evening. So we'll schedule that for a future date.
Okay,
The next item I have is the November 2nd Town Council meeting. The first meeting in November is scheduled for the eve of Election Day. Historically, the Town Council has canceled this meeting. Unless there are objections, town staff will prepare cancellation notices regarding the November 2nd meeting. If anything comes up in between that requires us, some type, couldn't wait till the second one in November, we'll let you know, but,
sure.
we'll
Everybody's in agreement with that, canceling the November 2nd town council meeting as we have always done?
Yes.
Previously? Yes?
Yes.
Not a
Yes?
problem.
Okay, thank you.
The next item I have is the White Oak request for qualifications update. The town received 2 proposals for the development of the White Oak property. One proposal was submitted by D'Amato Construction Company and Meyer Enterprises. Another proposal was submitted by Manafort Brothers, Inc., Newport Realty, and TWM Development, LLC. Town staff has arranged for both developers to give presentations of their proposals and to answer questions regarding same. This is scheduled for Thursday, October 15th, 2020, beginning at 6 p.m. in the Plainville High School cafeteria. Each of the developers will be given approximately 1 hour, with 30 minutes allocated for their presentation and 30 minutes for questions and comments from town council members and town staff. The public is invited to attend the meeting to observe the presentations.
Okay,
Next item I have is the 2021 revaluation. Municipalities in Connecticut are required to perform revaluation of their real estate every 5 years. Plainville is scheduled to perform our revaluation as of October 2021, almost a year from today, on our 2021 grand list. 2 bids have been received to perform the 2021 revaluation. They were submitted by Vision Government Solutions and Tyler Technologies. Town staff has reviewed both proposals and is recommending that Tyler Technologies be chosen to perform the work. Tyler Technologies performed the last revaluation, and the town has already implemented their software system. Town staff is recommending that the services include performing the sales-only comparison work, which includes inspections of all residential and commercial properties that have sold in the last 2 years, and an additional 1,500 inspections of residential properties selected by the assessor. The proposal includes what is known as sketch verification. Sketch verification is a technology where aerial flight imagery is matched to all recorded property sketches. Any differences are flagged for further inspection. It is also recommended that the services include photographs of all properties which would be downloaded onto the property cards. The cost for these services is $195,900. The capital improvement budget currently has $140,896 appropriated for the revaluation. The remaining amount totaling $55,004 will be included in the fiscal year 22 capital budget. There is an item under new business that would award the revaluation bid to Tyler Technologies of Norwich, Connecticut in the amount of $195,900, as recommended by town staff. If there's no questions, I'll move on to leaf collection. Leaf collection will begin Monday, October 26th, and continue through Monday, November 30th. Due to COVID-19 and associated health concerns, the town will not be utilizing temporary workers this leaf season. Given this, residents are asked for their assistance in getting the leaves to the curb line as early as possible. Residents are reminded to place their leaves to the curb line and avoid blocking sidewalks or the roadways. Additional information regarding leaf collection can be found on the town website at www.plainvillect.com. Next item I have is COVID-19 update, and this primarily has to do with the library. Phase 3 per the governor's orders will begin on Thursday, October 8th, this Thursday. In response to the loosening of some restrictions, the Plainville Library will be reinstating socially distanced table seating only throughout the library, and increased computer time limit to 1 hour. The library is requesting that patrons always limit their visits to approximately 1 hour and to wear masks while in the library building. Next item I have is happenings, which I will turn over to Matt, and then if there's any questions for him or myself afterwards, we will try to answer them for you.
Hi, Matt.
Good evening. Through you, Madam Chairwoman and Town Manager Lee. Elections are November 3rd, 2020. Don't forget to vote. As we discussed, absentee ballot applications were mailed to all residents of the town. Absentee ballots are now available. Residents, Plainville voters are reminded to return their ballots either to the ballot drop box located here at Town Hall on the side entrance, or to return them to the town clerk's office or in the envelope provided. To avoid postal delays, it is encouraged to use the official ballot drop box. Town staff acknowledgements. Doug Kale of the Water Pollution Control Department has announced his retirement after 33 years with the town.
Wow.
We thank Doug for his dedication to the town and wish him all the best in retirement. Michael Ferrara of the Roadways Department was recently promoted to foreman. Congratulations on his promotion, his new role, and thank you for his service to the town. Bulk waste collection continues beginning last month. It'll continue through October 26th. Eligible residents are reminded to schedule their once annual bulk collection by calling the town's hauler. Further information is available on the town website. Robertson Airport improvements mentioned last meeting continue, with paving scheduled to begin in approximately the next week. Hangar 3 has been painted. Other hangars will follow. Senior Center. For information on Senior Center programming, please call the Senior Center at 860-747-5728. Doors may not be open for traditional programming, but programming is available. Senior Center virtual programs are available, and the Senior Center is collecting a list of individuals who are interested in receiving that information. Help with Zoom. Often sessions are being communicated through Zoom. The Senior Center is available to assist you with any questions and navigating the process. Again, feel free to call the Senior Center at 860-747-5728. A listing of programs available for the coming month includes Cardio Chair Fitness, a Healthy Brain series, Caregiving Connections, and a historic home tour with the Plainville Historical Society via Zoom. Sewer billing. As discussed earlier this evening at the public hearing, sewer billing will be mailed in late October 2020. Please keep an eye on your mailbox. If any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Matt. And Robert, does anybody have any questions or comments for Matt or Robert with their reports tonight? Okay, good job. All right.
Thank you.
Moving on, the next portion of our meeting is our public comment section. During this time, we welcome the public to come to the microphone that is out in the aisleway. We only have that one that we're using. It will be wiped and cleaned after each use. Each person is limited to 3 minutes. So I have one person on my list, John Kislick, and there are no others. So John, step up.
John Kislick, 65 Forest Hill Avenue. Good evening, Town Council and Robert.
Hello.
On an email I sent to you for the August 17th meeting, I have some issues on that. I never found an answer. You had a special meeting August 6th, and it was supposed to be a public hearing on neighborhood assistance. But then you had other items in there, tax relief and the bid on pavement crack sealant. There is nothing on here for public comment, and this is an item that you voted on. And I wonder why you didn't put public comment on that. I sent in a comment, and it was ignored. It wasn't in the minutes of the meeting, and I think that's wrong. I don't know why that happened, who did the agenda and didn't do it, but I think it's wrong, and the public should have had a voice on anything you're going to vote on.
Okay, John. Typically, I do during that time where we were doing our Zoom meetings, we'd get your email sometimes just before we were about to get up online. But if I did not do that, that certainly would be my responsibility to take care of that, and I apologize for that.
No, that's not what I mean. It wasn't on the agenda, Kathy.
Okay. Again, if I speak to the town manager when we put the agenda together, and if that slipped through, I apologize.
Okay. I'm here tonight because I missed the last meeting. I really wanted to be here because you're having the town manager's performance revaluation. And I didn't feel like coming last Monday, but I said, you can't have an evaluation of town manager without somebody's input. So you're going to get mine. In that same email, I talked about how Robert laid into Eversource. And then I said it's ironic that Robert didn't push to get the brush picked up real fast. And I guess he took that as real bad criticism of him. I was just pointing out that here's a big company with all kinds of workers they had to hire and everything, and here he's in the same position. So anyway, what he did, I emailed him later and thanked him for Maryland that her brush was picked up. I says, you probably got other people to thank you too. He says, actually I did. He says, but as I suspected, you're the only one who complained. I didn't really complain. I was making a point. And, you know, I think Robert's a little bit thin-skinned on this kind of stuff. And let's see. So that's what I was just going to say, that, you know, I missed the meeting, and it's kind of ironic that you held it up for his evaluation again tonight. So I wanted to put a few of them things in there. I mean, we had a little bit of time in between. And you know, there's a zoning issue in town. I called John Bossy, and that car place down the street from me, you know, they probably have about at least twice as many cars as allowed in their zoning for their application or whatever. And I remember Robert with one guy who parked on his front lawn, and they wanted to find the guy and practically hang him. And here you have a place that's causing all kinds of traffic problems. They're way over doing their permit. And I want to know, is the town afraid of them to go and do something about that? I mean, they create a hazard every day. It's not bad if you have a flatbed unload once in a while, but these guys are like that every day. You can't even, their cars are jammed so bad that they can't even pull in any more cars into the lot. And I'd like to see something done about it.
Okay.
And
Your time has expired. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
yes, we have one other thing.
Okay.
In the last election, Plainville voted for Trump. They're very, very smart. So what I have to say, this is national level. God help the USA if Biden is elected. We have to pray that the uninformed voters wise up and vote Trump. With that, the carbon dioxide's building in my blood and I'm gonna leave. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. There are no other, oh, I'm sorry, Joanne, did you wish to speak? This is our public comment section. Yes, you did.
He scampered. I was gonna say something about him. He went way over his 3 minutes.
All right, I'll make sure you get a few extra seconds, Joanne.
No, it's okay.
All right, could you just step up so we can get you?
Joanne Edmond, 166 West Main Street. I'm here tonight for the same reason I was here the last time and the times before that. And it's no secret, we got a big problem here in town, and it's going to be a huge problem if in fact they close the gap in town with alignment C regarding the trail. And alignment E, it's gonna cause nothing but trouble. It's going to be nothing but, it's gonna be costly for maintenance, repair, and police patrol, and such a nuisance. There's just no way that this should happen here in this town to bother the people. It's so ridiculous. Let them go down Route 10, as I said so many other times. There's no reason that Route 10 isn't sufficient. It's perfectly fine. They go down there now. They look like the bikers look like little fire ants going down. That's the way they like. They like a hard, fast, straight surface. So, and by the way, I wore what I have on tonight for the president, and hoping that he will get well, and to show the Democrats we do love him, and hope he gets well. And I can't for the life of me understand how the Democrats could have that Biden in their camp, and that Camilla. I'm
Okay.
saying her name all wrong on purpose.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay,
Well within the 3 minutes, right?
all right. Seeing there are no other members of the public here to speak, I am going to close the public comment section and move along with the agenda. There are no old business items, so we will move into our new business. May I have a motion for item number 1, please?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
motion for the town council acting as the Water Pollution Control Authority to increase the sewer user rate by 2% for the period November 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2021.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 2, please.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
motion to award bid number 2020-12, 2021 reval to Tyler Technologies, Norwich, Connecticut, in the amount of $195,900.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Item number 3, please.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
motion to approve the tax refunds is listed on the addendum.
Madam Chair, second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any additions or corrections or comments on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. We're moving right through this agenda here. Next section, other discussions of interest. Mr. Lee, have you anything else for us to hear tonight?
Just one item. During public comments, a comment was made with regards to a used car dealership,
Yes.
Forestville Avenue. A violation notice has been sent to them, and if they don't
Okay.
comply with the zoning regulations, it'll be referred to the town attorney. But, town is following up with that as they have with any other zoning violations.
Okay. Thank you for that information. Anything else? Anybody have anything? We will not be here for our next meeting, but I would like to encourage everybody to get out and vote in the upcoming election. It's very important. There's time to register if you're not registered to vote, so please make sure you contact our local registrars to do that. I think it's something we should all be very responsible for and get out there and voice your vote. Anything else from anybody?
We have another October meeting?
Oh, October. Oh, sorry. I'm a month ahead of myself because we canceled the 1st November. You all looked quizzically at me like, what the heck's she talking about? And I'll walk that back, and then I'll say it again at the next meeting. But you can never repeat it enough. Just make sure our town clerk is here. I have to tell you, the town clerks and the registrars have been working tremendously because the volume of absentee ballot requests has been pretty overwhelming. I won't say it's overwhelming, but it's been extraordinary from from what we're used to. So people certainly are taking notice of how they can vote. And if they're not comfortable voting in person, there's still opportunity to get some of that in. Yes.
One item that I forgot, and I know we've spoken about it, and that has to do with the sewer user bills.
Oh,
There is an option to for those who are impacted by COVID-19 to delay paying their sewer user bill for 90 days like we did with the taxes. If the council, wants to choose to do that. I will point out that for the real estate bills, I believe there were 84 people who signed up for that program. The sewer user bills are significantly less than the real estate bills. They would average, half of the minimum charge for most people, which is in the area of, a little bit over $200. But there is a fairly significant amount of administration with that. We had sent out 2 notices to people reminding them to pay by October 1st. But I just wanted to at least make the council aware that if that was an option that you wanted to give to people, it could be done.
okay. Thank you for that reminder and update. Okay, the next item we have on our agenda is the town manager's evaluation. I'm going to ask the council to put this on our next agenda, and here's why I'm going to ask to do that. We have two of our council members who are in on Zoom, and I'm having a little trouble with some of the audio hearing clearly enough, and we have one of our council members who is not here this evening. So I'm just going to open it up to everybody. If you want to go along and have some discussion, we can do that. Otherwise, I would ask if you would reconsider doing this evening and doing it at our next meeting, where we can hopefully get together and have a conversation. Thoughts on that?
Madam Chair, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
It's fine with me.
Rosemary?
I think it would be
Okay.
somewhat difficult to.
Yeah,
do
it's a
with
little hard
the
to hear.
audio, yeah.
Mr. Ozarko?
Fine with waiting till the next meeting.
Thank you. Mr. Nazo? Okay.
I think he said he's fine.
Okay. And Ms.
I'm in
Tompkins?
agreement.
Okay.
To wait.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear
can't hear
some
them.
of these comments, and I'd rather that we could do this so that there's no confusion or misunderstanding about what we're doing. So with that, I think it would be the more appropriate way to manage that. So considering there are no other items on our agenda, then I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Second?
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you very much, Zoom people.